I'm Kaneza Schaal, and I'm a performer. I am the daughter of a Rwandese immigrant and a Midwesterner. My parents met in New York City at the public library. My mom didn't want to raise a child in New York, so we went to Minnesota, which is where I was born. And then my mother and I moved to Northern California, and my father went his way to New York. I moved around a lot just because of, I guess, how my mom followed her own ideas and building her life. There are so many people who I've learned from. I feel really blessed to have crossed paths with such generous teachers as early as high school. I went to a performing arts high school, and when I was in college, the Wooster Group came to visit my school, and I remember Kate Valk was there, and this was before I had ever seen the company perform, and she had these headphones on, and everyone was talking about how rude it was that she was like just sitting there with those headphones on and she wasn't listening, and I could not take my eyes off her. Later on, I got to see the company perform, and that blew my mind, and I thought, yes, that's where I want to learn. I want to learn from her. I want to learn from that company. I wanted to work with kids over the summer, and there's this great summer program that she runs for public high school students. And so I got to assist her on that program, and being around the company, I wanted to be there longer, and they offered me this position as company manager, and I was like, yikes, administration, I'm not sure that's what I want to do. But I was very clear that I wanted to learn from all of the artists there. My biggest heroes are James Baldwin, Nina Simone, undoubtedly. Very early on, Frida Kahlo was an artist who I was so drawn to as a young child. If I was gonna do something else besides acting, besides performing, I think I'd be teaching. I really enjoy working with young people, and it's something that I do some of already. The piece of technology that feels most influential that I remember from childhood most is cassette tapes. And that way of sharing music and information and love and ideas, I remember that very clearly. Access to free and open communication has changed my life. When I was in college, my mother moved to Rwanda for a few years, where my father's from. And of course, I went to school on the other side of the country, but somehow her going to another continent felt like a very big change in my life. And I remember, email and Skype, that was really influential. Something about seeing a person's face when you're communicating is significant. It made a big difference. I think that the way that information technology has expanded our access to an understanding of global action and global events and communicating directly to other parts of the world and receiving information more directly from other parts of the world, I think that this idea of civic responsibility has expanded to a sense of global responsibility. I'd like to think that that's true. I think it at least has given us a capacity for expanding our sense of responsibility and activism and engagement.